everyone. So today I will be making a dish called Nabe, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. It is a Japanese style soup that is very nutritious and easy to make. So these are the ingredients that I bought for this dish, and I started off by preparing my ingredients, which is the cabbage and the mushrooms. I will first separate the cabbage leaves, and I will then wash them one by one. So here I was contemplating if I should wash the cabbage or not, but then I realized that I should do that. So I was just thinking very deeply about that. I started off by removing the leaves and separating them one by one. So then I can easily wash them. This process is very calming, and it's such an easy dish to make, so I highly recommend you making it. I have been away for a while, and I'm really sorry about that. There were some personal things that was holding me back from making videos, and I really didn't have time. But I am happy to be back, and thanks for your patience. I'm sorry about that. So these mushrooms that I got, they're really good and delicious, but to be honest, I bought way too much ingredients. Look how beautiful it is. Soapy. I'm going to wash the mushrooms as well, and then the unagi mushrooms too. These ones. By the way, it's raining outside, so it's perfect timing to cook dinner, and very excited to enjoy a nice show. I've been enjoying watching Alone recently, the latest season, and I can't wait to see who's gonna win. And it's so entertaining. I love Alone. If you are happy to make a big batch, this amount of ingredients is perfect, but my pot was way too small. I should have probably used a bigger pot. You'll see at the end how crowded my pot will get, but just a warning, if you want to cook this, use a large pot, or maybe half the ingredients. These will most likely feed around 6 people. You can generally find these ingredients in any Asian supermarket, but there is a really good one. There's a really good Korean supermarket near my house, so this is where I bought them, but I'm sure regular supermarkets will have it as well. do here is layering the cabbage with the meat slices. You can make as many layers as you want. I generally go for around 6 layers before I cut them. Just make sure the cut you make is small enough for the length of the pot. I know some people don't like a combination of whisper and soft-spoken sounds, but I have a cold at the moment and it's really hard for me to whisper, and this is a voiceover that I'm doing, so apologies for that. Like this. And then you put them in the pot. Just layer them like that. Not sure if you can see, but like this. It doesn't have to be perfect. This piece is a bit big, so got it. As you can see, I am carefully making these layers fit together, but it's not very strict. It doesn't have to be a specific shape. The structure will usually fall apart after boiling the soup, so don't be too fussy about it. The rain is so nice. I recorded this video a month ago, but when I'm doing the voiceover, it's actually one day before Christmas Day. So I wish you a Merry Christmas, and I hope you enjoy your holidays and have a great time with your family. Here I am cutting the small pieces of cabbage and adding it into the pot. As I said before, it will boil and it doesn't really matter what it looks like. Here I have some unagi mushrooms. You cut the bottom stem off and then you can pull apart the mushrooms. They come apart very easily. My pot was way too full, so it was a struggle fitting all those ingredients in, but I managed to do it at the end. You can just turn it into little pieces and then stuff it into the pot. So I will just be laying them. Usually I'll put them in between the layers, but it's just so full. I'll just put them on top. So ugly, holy shit. Okay. But I don't know what I did this time. Okay, this is what it looks like. It's actually not what it's supposed to look like, but whatever. So once I make the broth, I will show you how I make it, and then you will put the lid on with the broth in it and just simmer for like half an hour or less. You can check the cabbage if it's soft enough, and that usually means it's ready. So yeah, that's it for now. Once I make the broth, I'll show you. So I make the broth usually with pre-prepared bonito seasoning. However, you can make it from scratch if you wish, but I didn't really have time as this was a weekday when I filmed it, and I have a full-time job, so I look for the easiest recipes that I can find, and having this powder is actually very handy. I also use fish sauce and a little bit of soy sauce with the seasoning. The way you prepare it is usually with just a little bit of hot water, and you pour it over the ingredients and let it boil until they're all cooked well. As you can see, there is some chilies in a bag next to the pot, but I actually forgot to use them as I was very occupied with the video process. You can have this food with rice, and it's much more balanced having some carbs with it. You might not know, but I have actually studied dietetics, and I used to be a dietitian, but then I changed my career. So I usually try to look for really balanced and nutritious meals, but I also eat out once in a while, and I love food in general. I made about 2 cups of rice, and I washed the rice, and then I used the rice cooker to cook the rice. I find it very easy and handy to use a rice cooker. Okay guys, here is what it looks like after boiling it for about 20 minutes. I managed to sneak in some of those king mushrooms in it, but I couldn't use all of them. It absolutely smelled amazing and it was really delicious. Let me know if you made it or if you ended up falling asleep. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for your support and looking forward to the next video. Merry Christmas. See you.